All right, guys. Talking to you again in front of this mirror because you'll see. Obviously, as you know, I'm not the most savvy person when it comes to technology. I hope you enjoyed the Chicago Bears win today. It was a great victory over the Detroit Lions, and Tigers and Bears. Oh my. Um, hey, I just wanted to kind of quickly go back over what we talked about last week in terms of controlled experiments. If you recall, the example I gave you was the video where it showed the two plants, plant A and plant B. And if you recall, they wanted to know what was the effect of fertilizer on plant growth. So one of the plants got fertilizer, the other one didn't. The fertilizer, since it was what was being tested, is called the independent or manipulated variable. The manipulated or independent variable, which was the fertilizer, only goes to one of the plants because that's what's being tested. The other plant did not receive the fertilizer. However, both plants had everything else exactly the same. If you remember that, they had the same amount of water, same time of watering. They had you can't even see my mouth move. Same amount of water, same time of water, amount of sunlight, same type of soil, amount of soil, same size pot, same temperature. All the conditions or all the other variables were the same. And those are called your controlled variables. Like I said before, the fertilizer was your studied or your tested or your manipulated or independent variable. And then what way we were able to see the effect of that fertilizer, doing that again, we measured plant growth, or they measured plant growth. So that was the dependent variable that depended on the independent variable, which was the fertilizer. Sometimes that's also called the responding variable. Okay, here's what I was thinking today. I want to see, I make brownies a lot. I love brownies. I love brownies. You heat them up and then you put ice cream on it and then it melts. Oh, it's to die for. Okay, but let me show you this. I'm going to come over here. So this is my kitchen. Yeah, don't mind the dishes. My servants haven't showed up. My servants are my kids. No, but look over here. Oh, that's bean soup. Boy, it looks good, doesn't it? All right, so I want to figure out if I change one thing, okay, in terms of my brownie mix. If I change one thing, will it change the moistness of the brownies? And this time, what I'm going to look at is the variable that I want to isolate or test is going to be the number of eggs. So here's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have two pans. So I'm going to have two pans and two bowls, and I'm going to mix up these ingredients. But just so you know, the ingredients are going to be identical. They are going to be the exact same. So let me share with you with this. Both groups are going to get 2% milk, and they're each going to get a half a cup. Both groups are going to get a quarter cup of canola oil, exactly the same. Same type of oil, same amount of oil. Same type of milk, same amount of milk. They're both I'm going to take this brownie mix and I've got another one. I've got two of them, and I'll have two identical brownie mixes. If you look over here, I'm going to have my cage-free, free-range eggs, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to use the same type of egg, but the difference, here's the key. The difference is in one group, in one bowl, I'm going to add 2 eggs. But in the other bowl, I'm going to add 3 eggs. All right? If you look over here, there's my stove, my oven. I've got it preset to 350 degrees. And I will put them in at the exact same time, and I will also keep them in the oven the same amount of time. So same temperature, same amount of time, 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so if you have paid attention to what I've asked earlier, now I would like you to maybe make a list. You can pause this video, you can go back and replay it, but you may want to make a list as to what was the independent variable. What was the one thing that's going to be different between the two different brownie mixes that I'm going to make? And then the next question would be, what were the controlled variables? What were the ones that were going to be exactly the same? And then the third one is going to be the responding variable, which is also called the dependent variable. How will I know if my hypothesis is right? And I didn't give my hypothesis. Here's my hypothesis. I predict by adding one extra egg, I'm going to increase the moistness of the brownies. That's my hypothesis. So by adding one extra egg, I will increase the moistness of the brownie. Okay? So my dependent variable or responding variable would be the moistness of the brownie, right? Okay, so I'm going to pause this now.